At home. Daniel, how difficult is it for the players to bounce back going into this game after Boxing Day, which must have been a disappointment?
It's difficult, obviously, and we had the important win against Wycombe, and the aim was to follow it up with a consecutive victory against Barnet. Obviously, it didn't happen, and there's always another game to try and rectify it, and that's the way that the players are thinking, and hopefully we can do that on Friday night.
And I suppose with changes imminent, everyone's got a point to prove.
Exactly. The gaff has been very public about how he needs to address certain things on the pitch, and as a player you can only do your best and hope that your best is good enough, and that you stay involved and you're here for the long term.
Yeah, Danny Wright was saying after the Barnet game that basically no one can have any complaints and everyone will be professional about this. I suppose, that's good to hear, but that's the only way to treat it, isn't it?
We're in a position that no one wants to be in. Obviously, there's halfway through the season now and we're not where we should be, want to be. So something's got to be done. You hope as a player that you're given further opportunities if you can to try and put that performance in to prove that you are capable and that you can win football matches for this club. And personally, I'll continue to do that if selected, and I'm sure everyone else will as well.
As one of the players with more Football League experience than most here, how surprised have you been with the way in which the team struggled this year?
Surprised, yes, obviously. I think with the success we had last season and the group that we maintained, we would have hoped that the momentum and the collective group as such could continue our form and our standards at this level. It hasn't happened. Obviously, opposition are better, quicker, stronger, more tactically aware, and I think obviously that we've fallen short sometimes, too often, obviously, as results would show. Yeah, it's one of those things where, as a player, you just need to keep working hard, and it might sound cliche, but that's all we can do, and we'll continue to do that, and hopefully that we can win some football matches.
Back-to-back home games now in this sort of in-betweenness time between Christmas and New Year, but Wycombe, one of the form teams in League Two at the moment, aren't they?
They are. They had a thriller the other day against Plymouth, and they're fighting in the playoffs where every team in this league wants to be. So it's another tough challenge, and we've proven that on our day we can compete with top teams in this league, but unfortunately our day hasn't come often enough. So we need to roll our sleeves up, and Friday night at home we'll give it our best shot.
One player stands out for them, Adebayo Akinfenwa. How do you stop him?
He's a big lump and he's good at what he does. Yeah, a lot of the times you can't get around him, so it's just making sure that you keep him away from your goal. And obviously he's a threat, but they're not a one-man band, and they've got threats all over the pitch. So we need to be aware that we'll be on our guard, and we'll try our best to keep them out this end, and hopefully we can nick a few goals at the other end and let's get a positive result. Because
Barnet's front two were big and physical and gave you and Downs a pretty tough time on Boxing Day. And I suppose in some ways you're in for more of the same, aren't you?
Yeah, I thought me, Downsy, Dickey as a back three, he was a handful. Obviously, he was there for everybody to see that he was quick, he was strong, he scored his goal. So it wasn't a good day at the office for us, but Akinfenwa's got different strengths, and we need to make sure that we can use our experience if selected to stop them.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Part of the problem this season, from the outside looking in, has been the lack of sort of a settled back 3-4-5. I've worked out that five, even though you played together last year, hadn't played together this season very much. Do you feel as though you're lacking that sort of settled nature from last year, where you could almost put your house down on it being Dickey, Parslow, Burgess for the second half of the season?
we've been around each other now, like you said, we've all been around at the football club for such a long time, and we've played together enough to know each other's games. Obviously, the back end of the last season, it was a back three, like you just said, but with Downsy being out injured for the back end of the season, but I think there's no excuses. Obviously, we're all old enough, wise enough, played numerous games, and I don't think continuity is an issue really. I think we're all put out there on the pitch, we're all professional, and we should all be able to do our jobs.
Do you worry at this time of year when the manager's talking about changes as any footballer with a contract up at the end of the season and uncertainty about what's going to happen then and maybe in January? Is this a time where any footballer just starts worrying about what the next few weeks might hold?
Plays on your mind a little bit. Obviously, the gaffer's been so public about how things need to be addressed, and you can't hide away from that. We're bottom of the league, and things need to get sorted. So as a player, you're given opportunities to go out on the pitch, and hopefully you do your best, and it's good enough. You're sort of in control of your own destiny when you're given a chance, and you hope that it's good enough. And as a player, you can concentrate on your own job, and what will be in a way, because the gaffer makes the decision. It's his call. You know, he's got a club to run. He's got a team to pick what he thinks is the best 11 on the day, and my motto is you can do your best, and hopefully it's good enough for him and the club.
Yeah. What do the players think when you hear such a sort of a public proclamation from the manager? Because he's been quite open all along in saying that everybody has to step up. He's been saying it almost since pre-season. Is it something that makes you more determined, or worries you, or is it just water off a duck's back and you sort of take it in your stride?
Combination of both. I think obviously everyone's different. I think everyone reacts in different ways, but yeah, personally you can only do what you can do, and I try and keep myself as professional as possible and give my all every time I'm on the pitch. So you hold your hands up, no regrets, and I think that's important, as people react in different ways, like I said, and the gaffer's honest and he wears his heart on his sleeve, so if he's thinking something, he'll tell you. So you just got to deal with it and respond in the correct manner.
Last two games have been sort of first shot from the opposition, ended up in a goal.
Yeah.
Do you almost think, oh, here we go again?
It's just the way it's gone. Like you said, we started really well. Boxing Day, we on the front foot. I don't think they got out their half for the first 10 minutes or so, and then they get up the other end of the pitch, and it just puts you on the back foot. It's an uphill battle again, obviously. We're just not giving ourselves any favours. Well, we're not doing ourselves any favours. Sorry, and we're just not. It's just a battle, so we're not helping ourselves at the minute.
Finally, 2016's been a mixed still sort of year or two halves maybe for Cheltenham Town. But how do you look back on it? Is the overriding memory going to be what happened in May, or what's happening now?
Now we live in the present, and unfortunately, with all the success that came last year, it is soon forgotten, because now we're in a real tricky situation, and no one's happy, no one's enjoying it, and yeah, so it's unfortunate and it's disappointing. But like I said, if selected Friday along with 10 others, then we've got another chance to try and at least end on a high.